All right, it's Bill here, and here's my thoughts on a 4-3 Leafs win in OT against the New York Rangers. First of all, you might be surprised, but I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was a fantastic game to watch. Hits, skating, fantastic plays, horrible plays, a fight. It was a decent game overall, so a really enjoyable game. Big saves, I forgot that piece of it. You got the overtime action where I thought the Rangers were awesome. Samsonov was up to the task. And then you had the shootout, which went down to the fourth shooter. A couple nice moves by Marner and Domi. And the Leafs get an extra point, and they win the game 4-3 in a shootout. Again, an enjoyable game. That's a Saturday night game. That is... Why can't the Leafs come out like this against the Ottawa Senators? And I think they got Montreal next weekend. Just come out like that. So we can get into the game. I thought, and the Rangers were playing decent too. So it was two good teams going at it, which was great. And competing. We'll talk about that in just a second. But I thought overall, just a really, really good game to watch. I'm sure as a fan you enjoyed watching. It was one of the better games I've watched all year where both teams played awesome. It was a good game. Let's get into some of the plays that, we'll go into the first goal when we talk about compete level. So the first goal, Alex Lafreniere, the first overall pick, and he scored. And then I saw a stat that team was 15-0-0 when he scored. I'm boy, that's probably not lining up for a good night. I guess now they're 15-0-1. Still, 15-0-1, 16 games he scored, which is good. But if we take a look at that goal, this is classic. So Nylander flies his own. Okay, so I saw, I guess maybe saw what happened with Vegas when they flew the zone. You don't fly the zone like that. And then he's nowhere in play to be able to be in the right position. I saw Domi took it personally on his play. Yeah, Domi took the bat. He went to the front of the net instead of taking the slot. But where's your right winger? Your right winger flew the zone. He was out past the other defenseman. Puck isn't out of the zone yet. And it didn't look like the Leafs were going to win that. Domi Bertuzzi had to try to high stick it off. Again, that's the nonsense, right? This is just, and I saw Keith held him at least partially responsible. I don't know what his ice time was, but I didn't see a lot of him in the first period. What did Nylander have? 16 minutes 44. Okay. Where you saw Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner play 23 minutes. Yeah, so anyway, and it was a hell of a shot. Don't get me wrong, it was a hell of a shot that no one went in the net. You know you got a good shot when it bing, 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 and no one even knows it went in the net. That's how much of a laser that was. So that was a fantastic shot. But again, a really, really poor... again, you're going to hear me harp about the $11 million players, but when you make that money, you can't be doing that nonsense. Just can't be. And so they make it 1-0. And then, I thought the period was pretty good. I thought, and again, Samsonov and Shesterkin were both excellent in the net. I don't know what the shots were on the first period, but it was a pretty even period overall. But the Rangers are up 1-0. I can't get the shots per period. But then we start off now. I'm going to talk to you about Mitch Marner. I thought Mitch Marner was the best player on the ice. Yes, you heard that from me. Mitchy Marner. This is the Mitch Marner that we kind of liked until about a minute and 6 seconds left. But he was dynamic all night. I don't know what the Rangers did, and they did something to his cornflakes in the morning, but he was on top of it tonight. At no point did I go, oh, he still does the too many moves. He's got the too many deeks, but he was dynamic. I thought he was a fantastic player tonight. And I thought he had I would consider one of his better games of the year, if not his best game of the year. Well, he makes a move to the front of the net. Puck goes off his stick. He still stays on it. That probably good the puck went off the net the way Shesterkin was playing, because that kind of move where it hopped over his stick opened up the 5-hole on Shesterkin, and Marner puts it in, and you're 1-1. And you're thinking, this is okay. Now game's good. We're coming on, and what was it? A minute and 9 seconds later. And Vincent Trocheck scores. Again, I'm not... These are the plays that happen that I don't go, horrible play anywhere. It was really good play by the Rangers. But Matthews is down near the net. He makes a move. He's a one-on-one. He makes a move. What are you going to do? But it looked like Nyes got caught kind of on a line change slash, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I better pick this puck off. And when he didn't pick the puck off, then it was a 3-on-2 back the other way, and the Rangers executed it pretty good. And again, Samsonov a little bit slow getting over, but that's still a nice move. And Krocek puts it in, and it's 2-1. And again, no. But I thought the Leafs came back pretty good, considering they just had a goal scored against them. Usually sometimes that gets them to fold. It did not get them to fold. They still were bringing it on, and then Nylander, a big shot from the point. Thought it tipped off Bertuzzi, but it didn't tip off Bertuzzi. Went off the defenseman, and again, those are the goals that were going to go on Shesterkin tonight. You weren't going to get any clean beaters on him. He was playing that good. So now tip out front, and now you're up. You're tied 2-2. Going into the third, well, it was 1-0 going into the first, 2-0 going into or 2-2 going into the third period. We'll take it. Again, just a decent game overall. Now, what also happened in that second period is Matt Rempe destroyed Ilya Lyubushkin, and it looks like we had a one-game experiment with Ilya Lyubushkin. That was a high hit, but again, how do you call it high when the guy's 6'8"? It's the same that he did to the Bastion kid on New Jersey. He's throwing a hit, but when he throws a hit, it's at your head. He's just too tall. Did he take a run at him? Absolutely took a run at him. But that's his job. Like, I don't know if you can call it a charging penalty. He took an extra step, but, Reeves tries to take the extra step. Reeves threw a couple hits tonight. I'll give him credit. But, man, this kid is big. I don't know how much time he played. I don't think he played that much at all, to be honest. He played 5 minutes and 56 seconds. Jeez, in 5 minutes and 56 seconds, he had 3 hits that they recorded. He's a big dude. Now, I don't think he's got all the skill level in the world, and we'll talk about the fight in just a second. But that is I saw a whole bunch of stuff. There was a high hit, and it should have been a penalty. I don't know. Again, I'm a Leaf fan. I don't like to see Ilya Lyubushkin, who I thought played really, really well up until that point, get smoked and now probably has a concussion. No one needs to see that. But was that like a horrible hit? What are you going to punish the kid for being 6'8"? I don't know. It hit him in the head. I'll tell you that. That's for sure. But anyways, you go into the third period, and then, okay, Johnny T. Oh, everyone's telling me he had a great game. Did I think Johnny T had a great game? I don't think he had a bad game. He's been a lot worse. But again, I love his ice time of 16 minutes and 54 seconds. That's a little high for me, to be honest. But again, he's on the third line. I think we should give Sheldon a little bit of credit. I don't know if he listens to these videos. The next thing he needs to do is move him to the wing, because he's horrible at center. But he scores a goal. Now let's talk about that goal. The goal was actually manufactured by the line. So Yarn Krok and Bobby McMahon. But Yarn Krok throws it at the net, and it deflects. It hits John Tavares in the knee. But John Tavares is in front of the net. Now, it's hilarious that I'm spending time on an $11 million. We're supposed to celebrate an $11 million player who goes to the net and hits him in the knee and goes in the net. I'll give him credit. He goes to the net. He's one of the few Leafs that will go to the net and park and battle in there. But again, it's kind of sad when you're celebrating an $11 million player for banking it off his knee in the net. But he was there, made it 3-2. And then I thought, okay, the Rangers pushed the play for sure, and Samsonov made some nice plays. We expected the Rangers to push the play. It was down 3-2. So I just talked about Mitch Marner having one of the best games I've seen him play this year for sure. He was dynamic, and then he did the wrong thing. Now, if it goes in the net, just like Nylander last game, if it goes in the net, everyone cheers and yips and yaps. That's the wrong play with that much time left on the ice. Or if you got a 4-2 lead, if you got a 2-goal lead, go for it. It's a 1-goal lead. And you go for it on the backhand. The play was to backhand it off the boards and take 20 seconds off the clock. The play wasn't to go for the goal and then cost a face-off in your end that ended up, 5 seconds after in the net after the draw. It can't be that way. Mitch, I was there tonight. I was like, that's the Mitch Marner you want to see. And then he does that. That's a bad play. I don't care what anyone... you can get all your experts. I don't care. If there's a minute and 20 seconds left, bank it off the boards. Don't ice it. Get the line change and roll. Now the team's got to pick it up. They got to go back in the zone. They got to establish position. You at least get 20, 25 seconds back. When you ice it and they win the draw, they've got possession in 1 second. Mitch! I was even texting at the time. My goodness, no. And he did. And it made it 3-3. And then overtime, I thought the Rangers were the better team in overtime, but Samsonov stood on his bloody head. He made some big saves. And he also made some big saves during the game. I thought Samsonov was really good tonight. I thought Shesterkin was good too. So that's what I mean. It was a great game. And then, obviously, the shootout goes to the shootout. A couple nice moves by Marner and Domi, and the next thing you know, you got your extra point. I will also talk about the fight. So Reeves, the great. I should celebrate you. You got 3 fights on the air. I think Rempe's got 4 fights and 2 injuries in 4 games. So a little bit more of a bulldozer, if you know what I mean. I'll give him credit. The fight was there. Now, it looked to me like Rempe was told not to fight by Laviolette. Now, I would also say this. Keith never lined him up against him. So they were talking about Peter Laviolette not putting Rempe on the ice when Reeves was on the ice. That's not his decision, right? So the Rangers make the first change and then the Leafs get to respond. So I'd argue it was Keith not putting Reeves on the ice against Rempe. I think it was the other way around. Now, in the last, 5 minutes, they're on the ice together. The crowd starts cheering and yelling. So for all you fans that hate fighting, or who are these fans that hate fighting? Could you name them to me? I'd love to know who they are. Probably the Jennifer Botterells and the Kelly Rudies on Hockey Night get it and don't like the fight. That's terrible. Someone could get injured. People that go to the games and people that watch hockey like to watch a fight. I hate to break that to everybody. They like to watch a fight. What happened the minute they saw Reeves and so Keith, I guess, with 5 minutes left, goes, 6 minutes left, I'll throw Reeves on with Rempe. The crowd was buzzing. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm sitting there watching the game, and all of a sudden you hear the stands get a little bit loud. Leaf game get loud, and then they're lined up again. This is gonna be good. Now it took about 30 seconds on this, so you got to think there was 30 seconds into the shift, and then those guys fought. That's crazy stamina. And it looked like Rempe looked at the bench and said, "Can I fight him?" Like he just. Okay, so that's what I mean. Laviolette must have said no fight tonight. But then Laviolette just saw what was happening. His team's down 3-2. It looked like it really did look like Rempe looked at the bench, and he got the nod, and then he dropped the gloves. But anyways, it was a good scrap. It was good. This Rempe guy's been in 3 of the best scraps in 4 weeks in 4 games that I've seen. What is if he's been in 4 scraps, but 3 of them have been doozies. This was a good one. Again, I don't think anyone got hurt in that one. The visors looked to protect a lot of those punches. But yeah, that's a good fight. And let's face facts, my friends that hate fighting. Did everyone turn away when that fight started? Did you turn your TV off? Did you change the channel? Did you look away when the fight was happening? You probably got a little excited and got a little adrenaline going. They should keep fighting in the league. I don't understand it. I was texting with one guy. Cole Norris was one of my. Obviously, he's not the best fighter the Leafs ever had, but Cole Norris dropped it all the time. It used to be the Leafs in the one year where they, was it 2013, 14, I forget what year it was, but 14, 15, whatever the abbreviated season was. It used to be the Leafs scored a goal, and then either Fraser McLaren and Colt North fought the next shift. Now, that was the Leafs' MO under Brian Burke and Dave Notice. That kind of excitement was kind of brought back by Reeves and Rempe. Very, very good scrap. On top of a very good game, on top of a very exciting game to watch. Really enjoyed it. Now, the Leafs this week, I believe they start off with the Boston Bruins on, Monday. I believe that's who they have. Let me see. I know this week they get Montreal as well. So Leafs get the Bruins. They get the Sabres. So it looks like we're having and then Bruins, and then I believe it's Montreal next Saturday. Yeah, Montreal next Saturday in Montreal. So 2 games against the Bruins, 1 against Buffalo, 1 against Montreal, all in the same division. Bring that same effort you brought against the Rangers, and next thing you know, we might be talking about the Leafs with home ice advantage against the Boston Bruins. Cheers.